The date is October 7, 2024, and we are in Selkirk, New York, speaking with Betty Nolan and her sister Marilyn Stangle. And this is part of the Bethlehem Oral History Project, which is a collaboration between the Bethlehem Historical Society, the Town of Bethlehem, and the Bethlehem Public Library. So Betty, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Not a problem.
All right. Talk a little bit about, if you would, just where you grew up, what your childhood was like.
Well, we moved down here when I was 4, and so a lot of that's a little bit fuzzy. You know, it's just a kid.
Yeah.
Still am, but you know. But it was nice because before it was in the city of Albany, you know, so it was different today than what it was then. But
Yeah.
still, and it was nice because it was just country. Go out and run in the fields and, not to worry about things. Go out on the front lawn and not have to worry. There was very little traffic back then. Nothing like it is today.
So did you live right here on Maple Avenue?
Yes, just a couple doors up here in the farmhouse next to the old barn.
Okay. And where did you go to school?
We went to the Catholic school in Ravenna,
Okay.
the St. Patrick's, which it's not a school anymore, but the school is there, but it's a church. So we belong down there, and went through 8th grade, and then went to the public school, Ravenna Queen Selkirk
Okay.
Public School.
And what era would that be that you would have started school,
I have to
high
say
school?
that. High school, 1960.
Okay.
Graduated
All right.
in 64.
Was A.W. Becker, was that around, or was that? Oh,
No, that didn't come until maybe the late. Wait a minute now. Okay, when I was first married, we were in Schenectady for 10 years, and we come down here. My mom said she'd give us because we wanted to get out of the city, and she said she'll give us a lot, come down here. So we did in 75. And my daughter started 2nd grade at Becker.
In the 70s.
She just retired from there
Oh, as a teacher?
as a principal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So from 2nd grade as a student and went through RCS, right through
Yeah.
high school graduation, and then on to college and so on. And then I think it was about 8 years as principal.
That she was principal at A.W. Becker.
So she finally got out.
Wow. All right. So did she teach there beforehand, or?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
Great.
Yeah, she because we knew the superintendent, and she was looking around, and he said, "You've got a job right here."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she did. She taught at the middle school. There's 2 elementary schools in the district.
Yeah.
And she taught at the other elementary school, and then finally was back up here, and she had 3 kids. When she was going back to school after having the kids, guess who got to take care of them?
Good.
So that was great.
Good. Going back to just when your family moved from the South End of Albany out here to Selkirk, what was the reasoning behind that? That's a kind of a big move from a city all the way out into the country. What was there?
Well, first of all, there were us 2 girls, and then my brother came along, so the house, was getting small. It was a 2-family, 3-bedroom house, I believe. And so there was, something had to be done there. My father was always a farmer, so we wanted to, and my mother would help with the farm too, even before they were married, I believe. And so they found a farm down here that needed a lot of work. But
So did they have a farm plot or garden down in the South End as well, or did they actually do farming down in that area?
No, there was nothing down where the other house was. I mean, that was on 2nd Avenue in Albany.
Yeah.
But
My
my
father
father's,
used to lease property,
Oh, okay.
farmland around different areas.
yeah,
And go out and farm those leased lands. Okay.
right. And
So
my-
when they moved out here, they actually had their own
Right.
farm.
My father's parents were had a farm down in where the Job Corps is now.
Okay.
Down
Down
in
on River
Glenmont.
Road.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So and again, what was that era when you moved out here?
1951.
1951. All right. Talk a little bit about your parents and how they met and where they came from.
I'm not sure. Do you remember?
No, I don't know how they met.
Okay. Were they both from Albany, or were they?
Well, my father said his parents were down at, were they down at the Job Corps area then?
I don't
Not,
know.
not sure where
Okay.
or how they met. But my mother worked in the bank. She's the first woman teller in the city of Albany for the National Commercial Bank
Mm-hmm.
down on State Street.
Okay. So she was working, and they met as in their 20s, and were married when?
1942.
Okay.
Columbus Day, October 12th, 1942.
My birthday.
And let's give, for the record at least, your parents, their names were.
My father was John R. Good,
Mhm.
and senior, and my mother was Agnes M. Mergis, was her maiden name.
Okay. And where did she grow up?
She grew up in Albany.
Okay.
At, I believe probably right there at that house, on 2nd Avenue.
Okay. So they moved out here early 1950s and had 2 daughters and a son at that time.
And then another daughter came along.
Okay, a little later. Who are the siblings in the family? It's Betty and Marilyn, and who else?
Brother John,
Okay,
and the youngest was my sister Joyce.
all right. So was he actively farming throughout that time period from the 50s into the 60s, or?
Not so much in the 50s.
No, they moved down here in '51, and he plowed all the land and he farmed it for maybe 2 years.
What did they grow?
He had, in this area here, he had pumpkins and squash. And I think he had wheat in somewhere too.
Okay.
Do you know who he bought the land from, by chance?
No, I don't know their name.
I was just curious.
I think the people that were
Was it
living in the
Miller's?
house were just renting it.
Okay.
Miller
Yeah.
comes along somewhere. Miller? There was a Miller.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
It's a
if
Selkirk name.
any of the
Miller.
deeds or something like that.
Yeah.
So who were at that time period? Who were some of the other families that lived here in this little neighborhood?
Right next door to the old farmhouse was a family named Morrison, and their granddaughter is still living in the house. She was a good friend with my sister. They were pretty close in age, the youngest sister,
Okay.
and she's still living in that house.
All right. Anybody else?
And well, there are different ones on the back street on Miller Road, and back in there, one girl I'm still friendly with. Her name is Joanne Gubish, but that was her maiden name. Trying to think of some of the other ones. Most of the other ones seem to have moved away.
Cliff Sutton had a garage right up on the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and then he built all the houses on Miller Avenue.
Cliff Sutton.
Cliff Sutton.
Cliff
Is
Sutton,
it
yeah.
an automotive garage?
Yes.
It was
Okay.
a grease pit.
A grease pit.
When going to school, we would have to walk up to the corner
Yeah.
and catch the bus there.
Yeah.
And winter was different than what it is today. It was cold and frigid. And he would let us come in, but he seemed like he was a grumpy old man and greasy. Just you walk in there and it's just like, I won't touch anything. It's just, but it was nice and toasty and warm in there.
Yeah, I bet.